Welcome to another day in the Matrix. This is Waters Above. I have so much to share with you in today's video. We had the Federal Reserve nonsense yesterday, XRP breaking out, and Bitcoin holding 27,000 throughout everything that happened yesterday with the Federal Reserve meeting, and now it's back up over 28K. Almost testing 29,000 as I'm filming this. I have some important dates to review with you guys, and of course we'll be getting into the charts to do some technical analysis and go over the setup for this week and what to expect next in this crypto market. Also, my newest release, Sell in May and Go Away Decoded, is available now at patreon.com/watersabove for the Mastermind community membership. It's an hour-long decode that exposes everything to consider over the next couple months, especially if you're currently invested in this market. I share my exact plan of how I'll be responding to this incoming volatility in the crypto market. You don't want to miss out on this. I put an incredible amount of time and energy into this presentation, and I've already received amazing feedback since it was released last night. So I appreciate all the support for those who joined the Patreon membership. And if you're just joining today, you'll have instant access to this new Sell in May and Go Away decode, as well as my Year of the Rabbit decoded that this presentation actually builds off of. And a lot of what I shared in that decode back in January has come to life over this past month. So it's been amazing to watch the analysis and the decoding pay off. I know these past couple decodes I've shared have been a game changer for the community. So again, I'm grateful for the support and looking forward to your feedback on this new decode and also having you join our community, since the Patreon membership also includes access to our community Discord server where you could come hang out with the Wolf Pack and get to know more like-minded people seeking to collaborate and thrive in this matrix during these times. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out. And make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious beings to help grow our community. And with that being said, let's take the clear pill. So the Federal Reserve spoke yesterday. Noticeable volatility in the market during that fiasco. But let's recap a tweet that I shared on March 17th, where I gave a warning to XRP investors to expect a pump, and 4 days later, XRP shot up 30% in a single candle, bringing what I said in my last YouTube video to life, where I basically keep reminding people that when XRP breaks out, it just shoots up out of nowhere. And I also said no parties for XRP until I see daily closes above 54 cents. This is really important because even though I was letting everyone know and warning everyone to expect a breakout because of this pattern that I shared, that we do need to go into our TA and know where to expect this to be rejected at and when to actually get excited for more continuation to the upside. And I've been sharing time and time again, probably over the last 4 months now, that we need to break these structural highs going back into September through November. And we saw in this breakout definitely an exaggerated move, a very exaggerated 30% candle, which closed at about 25%, following the next day with a noticeable pullback down to this 40-cent range. And this is where we'll go back to my Twitter, where I was actually sharing yesterday this chart. And it's just a short-term move here. We have a bearish, kind of target right here, but you could see the fib pulled from January 23 to March 12th. We shot up to that 1618 target. That's very typical, a golden pocket, a golden ratio, and then back testing the golden pocket. And I shared that back test zone before it actually came to life. And I shared this when XRP was trading around 43 cents. And we could see yesterday that XRP did come all the way down to below 41 cents. So this was incredible analysis that I shared with everyone in advance. And I was letting people know that when you get these dramatic push up in the market in a single day, you do need to have a little bit of a back test, a little bit of a pullback, and that's to be expected. This is very normal price action, especially for XRP, which is a very volatile asset when it decides to break out. It could be very boring for a while, and then it just gets explosive, and this is what I warn people about. So definitely follow me on Twitter over at WATRSABVE. This is my only account. Everything else is scammers, especially if you like this update. And in this post, I talk about becoming a self-reliant investor and learning how to read the charts on your own. And if that resonates with you, then you could visit watersabove.com and you could check out my crypto mastermind course, which teaches all the basics and even includes my exit strategy blueprint within that course. If you're someone who currently holds crypto and are planning to de-risk during this current rally, which is something that I will personally be doing, especially after all the gems that I discovered and exposed in my recent Sell in May and Go Away Decoded that I just released yesterday. So yeah, I am really adamant about this automatic rally phase coming to fruition into this upcoming eclipse. We have the April 20th eclipse and the May 5th eclipse. I keep talking about it in every video. And in my exit strategy blueprint, I break down the exact step-by-step protocol that I will be using to de-risk my portfolio on this next phase. And I go into it very thoroughly in that exit strategy blueprint. It's short. It's about, just 15, 20 videos, and it gives you all the information needed to know how to de-risk, how to sell off investments, especially if you're overexposed to these markets at this time, which I believe most people are, especially with altcoins. So now that we've made it through that Fed meeting yesterday and the markets have had their temper tantrum, we're back in business. And we could see today, it's pretty obvious, we're starting to get a little bit of a rebound up. We had that classic back test after a big shot up for XRP, 25%, got down to about 41 cents. And now here we are back into 44, kind of into a new range. And this is looking really healthy, especially with Bitcoin getting back above 28K very fast. And if we close today at levels we're trading at right now, it would just be a bullish engulfing candle. It would be a continuation candle. So this looks incredible. And I've been talking about this for a while, that whatever bearish energy you're seeing in this market at this time, I don't care if it's Fed driven or if it's completely esoteric, which is what we care about here. You have to remember that we're moving into solar cycle, and solar cycle is just going to pull Bitcoin up regardless of the news, regardless of what the Fed does. This is just how this market works. It runs on astrology. And anyone who's been following my work for any length of time now, you can see, this will make you very confident in how this esoteric code of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology actually moves the market, regardless of what central banks are doing. And the reason why is because the central banks are astrologers. You probably heard the quote before. Billionaires use astrology. Millionaires don't. So we're through this. Let's look at some dates. We are at the 23rd of March. We do have one thing to note right here, which is this double date numerology giving us a 69. That 69 is the yin yang. It's the symbol of balance. So we can see that the markets are balancing today after everything that happened yesterday. It's pretty obvious as well because we're seeing it in the charts live as we're filming this. And tomorrow will be the 24th, and I have a lot to get into with this date. It's a pretty interesting date. The 24th being the 83rd day of the year. The number 83 is actually the 23rd prime number, as you can see right here. And that number 23 ties back to Bitcoin by the code right there. And we're going to be breaking this number down a little bit more. But another thing about the number 23 is it is actually the 9th prime number. And speaking of Bitcoin, the ticker symbol of Bitcoin BTC adds up to 9 in Chaldean. So we're getting a lot of code here specifically for Bitcoin, which is the energy of the entire cryptocurrency sector. This Friday is also leaving 27 days leading into April 20th, the solar eclipse that we keep talking about. And that 27 is the mirror of the number 72, which you can see with Bitcoin being 72, which also ties us back to money, which is 72. And you're also getting that 27, the mirror, as above, so below. And this 27 also ties back to currency. And you could see right there in Chaldean, 27, currency. That's what this is all about. And March 24th is also connected to the May 5th lunar eclipse by 42 days. And remember, this 42 ties us back to Saturn. With that 42 right there, Saturn is Satoshi, and Satoshi Nakamoto giving you that 181, which is the 42nd prime number. Again, another big connection with the 42. So remember, we're coming up on Satoshi's 48th birthday on the 5th of April, just about less than 2 weeks away. It's 12 days apart from tomorrow. And that number 12 has been crucial for us because we're in the year of the rabbit in Chinese zodiac, rabbit giving you that 12. And look right here how Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday is a 52 date numerology, which rabbit equals 52. This is all tied together. Another important 52 is cryptocurrency, giving you 52 right there. This is all coded together. So to add even more significance to tomorrow, right here I have a astrology chart. We're just going to quickly denote this very important phase right here where Pluto will be moving into Aquarius. All right, so we're going to go a little esoteric here. You are probably aware Pluto, or Hades, is the ruler of the underworld in mythology. It is Osiris, and it'll be moving into a very important sign for this transition phase we're in that people are calling the age of Aquarius. So the fact that Pluto is moving into the sign of Aquarius right now is kind of letting astrologers feel like this is another push towards this theory of us moving into the age of Aquarius, leaving Pisces, if you will. And I don't actually see us fully in Aquarius yet until I see the signs of the old age destroyed. So when we see the removal of the Piscean symbolism and a full transition into a quantum economy, then I'd be convinced we're moving closer to being in the Aquarian age, but we still have some time left, especially the fact that we're still using cash in the world. And remember, cash is tied to trees, which is tied to the oak tree, which is tied to Jupiter symbolism, Jupiterian symbolism. And when we still have paperwork, like identification cards, passports, physical money, etc., that's still Piscean energy to me. So when we no longer have that, that'd be a clear sign that we've removed the Jupiterian vibes and we're moving into Aquarius. Just sharing that with you guys to add a little bit of open-minded gnosis to the decode we're talking about. So we've gone over a lot thus far, but let me wrap this up. Lastly, we have a final couple connections for next week, starting on the 27th, which will be this upcoming Monday. And it'll also be tied to this very important solar eclipse, which is happening on April 20th. You can see that's connected by 24 days, which will be 3 weeks and 3 days, the 33. Now, the next day, March 28th, will be 23 days apart. That 23 ties into this year of 2023. We are in the Hebrew year of 5783, which adds up to 23. The year I'm calling Jubilee, which adds up to 23. 23 being your 9th prime number, 9 being the number of completion. This is why I feel like by the end of this year, especially by October, we will have an event that will definitely hurt the financial sector and the economy as a whole. And it will be the problem for the Hegelian, solution to come. This is how the New World Order works. They create chaos because ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos. They will give you a problem so they get your reaction, and then they'll have their solution, which will be quantum economy. We've known this for a while, though. Anyone who's awake is aware of what I'm talking about, but I have been able to decode it to when to expect the energy, and I suspect it'll be between May of 2023 this year and May of 2024 next year. That phase, that 1 year phase, is when we should see the infrastructure start to be rolled out for this new economy. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, moving on to the 29th, we could see these are 22 days apart. That 22, Master Builder, Master Destroyer. And as we were speaking about on March 27th, a little bit earlier with the 3 days and 3 weeks, we have something to bring up with this date. Definitely this 88 days in the year. We have the 22 days apart, and it's leading into March 30th, which is 3-3 exoterically. This is huge because it's being the 89th day of the year. That's your 24th prime number. And because it lands on a Thursday, which is Thor's Day or Jueves, Jupiter Day, the day of Jupiter, that 24 symbolism that we're getting is showing in the zodiac logo of Jupiter right there. that 24. So because it's landing on a Thursday, this is very big. And remember, if it has to do with Jupiter, that means it has to do with XRP and Ripple. And look at how perfectly coded this all is. This day of March 30th with double-digit date numerology is 76, just like Ripple is 76. And remember, I was telling you, if it has to do with Jupiter, has to do with Ripple, well, you could see that 27 in Chaldean for Ripple, just like Jupiter is giving you that 27. And remember, XRP's logo is the X, which is the 24th letter in the alphabet, which ties you back perfectly to this 24 symbolism with Jupiter. Remember this, guys, because if it has that 27 in Jupiter and in Ripple, then that means it deals with currency. And this is all oceanic water symbolism. C. Anything that ends in C is C. And ripple, like the ripple effect, drop of water in the ocean. This is water symbolism. So it's all Neptune, Poseidon, also through Jupiter. This is really fascinating, and it'll lead me to lots of information to share in the future with my decoding mastermind that I hope to release in at least 3 to 4 months from now. So getting back to this, I would not be surprised with this 76 connection back to Ripple on this exact day, tied to all this Jupiterian influence that I'm talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a big day for Ripple and XRP. And this has the same kind of time frame as 2 years ago when I started my channel, when I exposed that XRP would break out to above $1 for the first time in 3 years. And that's exactly what it did. I'll show you really quickly in the charts. If we go back to XRP, we had this moment right here, had to deal with the flare token, this moment right here. So it was after the SEC dump and we had a run up, and I started my channel actually right about there in the beginning of March, and I was talking about with Gematria, with the code, how to expect that we'll see a breakout eventually in XRP, and that's how it went down. And it was 3 years since it went to $1. So it was an incredible call, and it was a beautiful thing to watch it all unfold. And I think it's what has made bigger influencers such as Bearable Bull reach out to me and start sharing my work, because a lot of the accuracy is, there in the videos for people to go check out. And lately we've been really doing well with this coin and determining how it's going to move, determining when it's going to stop moving up as well. And that's what people need to start waking up to, because there's so much energy behind XRP with it just going to to infinity. And it's so hopium driven that I hope my work has helped wake people up to become a little bit more conservative and more mellow and less emotional towards all of this. So this way you can actually effectively take profits instead of playing the waiting game, because the waiting game, you never win. So anyways, happy 2-year anniversary to the channel. Will XRP repeat what it did back in April of 2021? Well, my intuition tells me that we will see a similar energy in the breakout. And thus far, I think it's kicking off, but we need to get over this crown top right here, starting to close above 54 cents. And then I think we could very shortly move into the 0.5 fib, somewhere around 74. So speaking of that 76 connection, as I was sharing with Ripple, that'd be amazing if we see it shoot to 76 on a specific day. So in my next video I release, I'll decode that a little bit more. And also, as I said a moment ago, it has been officially 2 years for Waters Above and the Waters Above Wolfpack. I'm infinitely grateful for every single one of you. This is seriously the best community. Of course, my channel hit 57,000 subscribers at this exact time of the year. And we just had Super Bowl 57 with an accurate decode of the Chiefs winning. The synchronism here is incredible, just mind-blowing how it all fits together. But now I've just learned to accept it. This code shows itself in the most amazing ways, and we're all here together watching it play out in real time. At this point, I'll just go ahead and assume that by the end of this Jubilee year in late September, this channel will probably be at 77,000 subscribers. That 77 is a very important number. But knowing how this matrix works, I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a viral moment coming soon. We haven't really had one on this channel, and I have a big vision for this channel and this community, and we're just getting started. So before we get into the TA, go ahead and give this video a like if you haven't already, and spread some love in the comments section. That's what we're all about here. And let's get to Bitcoin, and we'll definitely be recapping some of what's happened in XRP, but in a moment, just got to get through the Bitcoin analysis first because that is the mover of the market. So let's go to this chart right here and analyze the macro fib, which is pulled from this all-time high down to this current low at about 15,500. And you can see Bitcoin has stopped and kind of started playing around with this 382 fib. So I will say this, and I hope I don't need to repeat myself. For all the people that doubted an automatic rally, it's over. We're in automatic rally. Once you start breaking that structural resistance and you get above the 382, automatic rally is confirmed. So there's no doubt anymore. And I'm hoping that I don't need to even say these sorts of things anymore, because it should just make people trust how incredible Wyckoff method is. I'm not going to take credit for this. Richard Wyckoff was brilliant. His work and his analysis changed my whole way of perceiving markets. I am just using his system. I'm not overthinking things. I'm not here to push hopium. It's just basics at this point. You have a buying climax, which leads to a very dramatic sell-off. That's your selling climax. And then after that, you have a bull trap, which is called an automatic rally. And once you get above that 382, it's confirmed. Now, where you want to start being careful is around the 0.5 fib into the golden pocket. Given that we're in crypto land, you can see golden pocket tests in the AR. It's very normal, actually. So it just depends on the asset you're looking at. It depends on how dramatic the bull run was. It also depends on how dramatic the sell-off after the bull run was. So when you see a coin, for instance, that has gone up 10,000% or more, not Bitcoin, I'm just giving an example here. When you see a coin that has gone up 10,000%, but then it had a 97% sell-off, well, you could actually anticipate that the automatic rally might not be as dramatic. And in some cases, it could be extremely dramatic depending on what's happening at the time. There could be a news-driven thing. There could be an update that's going on, kind of like a pump into the event. You know, you buy the rumor, sell the event. I think that sort of energy has started to show itself with Hex. I know Pulse Chain stuff is going on. We called out the 13, 14 cent target in my last interview I did with Crypto Coffee. That came to life a couple days ago. So all the people that were in disbelief of that, I mean, just go watch that interview. That's how the automatic rally phase works in crypto. It is very, very dramatic. It just depends on all the factors, and you have to consider it all. And in my Red Pill podcast that I do over on my Patreon, I do my best to break it all down step by step, depending on the chart I'm looking at, whether it's a chart that has data going all the way back to the last cycle, or it's a new coin that just came out during 2021. I consider all that stuff when I'm sharing my analysis to be much more level-headed and to determine at this phase right now how the automatic rally will play out for that specific project. Now for Bitcoin, it tends to actually get into the golden pocket. So I wouldn't be surprised on this cycle if we did hit 40K, but we want to be careful after the 0.5 fib, and we're not there just yet. But remember, it's only the end of March and we have a full month ahead, and 30 days in crypto is a lot of time. We can see Bitcoin moves very, very fast. You got about 40% in 2 weeks right here. On this breakout, we went about 40% in less than 2 weeks. All right, so another 40% from where we're trading right now would look like getting into 40,000. Okay, so you understand how this market works now. It's very volatile. And 40K would be a beautiful level for Bitcoin to get up to before rolling over. And we'll get to the future pullback targets once we get through this rally. For now, we got to focus on de-risking into this run up. At least that's been my focus. So this 382 is big. It's a confirmation sign of automatic rally. Now let's pull some different fibs and see what else we got here. I just want to show you this. If we were to pull a fib from this high that we were struggling with right there, and we were getting rejected all around here and all around here, we can see that naturally the 1618 is sitting somewhere around 34,000. That's important. So let's go over to here, and you could see the 0.5 fib on the macro pull from the swing high to the swing low is sitting at 33,000, basically 32,700, give or take. One moment. So you can see here that we're getting confluence that the next leg up is probably going to be somewhere between 33 and 35. All right. Another fib that we could pull really quickly would be from this level right here. And it's from the initial dump down in the lunar eclipse of November. Remember here we had that FTX ritual, and we've started to get above this 1618, and now we're in continuation. We've broken above it, we've back tested it a couple times, and here we are. And with today's daily close being anywhere above 28,300, like I said earlier, bullish engulfing, that's a continuation candle. And I would assume that we could potentially be hitting 30K before the end of this month, even by the end of this weekend, depending on how Bitcoin wants to move. Once it gets bullish very fast. Just remember that we have the full moon coming in on April 6th, I believe. That's correct. We have some time. So just want to share that we do have a very important 5-day closure coming up. The next 5-day close will be on the 26th, which is making it a weekly close. So that means our next 5-day close will also be a weekly candle closure. And I want to show you something about the weekly that's very important to consider. And it's this right here. I'm going to turn off all these drawings and show you. We have this white moving average and we have this yellow moving average. This one's the 55 simple. This one's the 8 simple moving average. It's coiling up. And if we get this 8 to cross above that 55, I call that the wolf cross. And that is the most important cross that we could have, especially on a weekly chart. All right. This is a confirmation of bullish bias to seal the deal on all of my other bullish confirmations that I've had. So now I'm going to repeat myself again. I am only anticipating this market being bullish until about May 5th lunar eclipse. And after that, I see a high likelihood of us being in a bearish energy from after that eclipse until as far out as November 2023. All right. So when we analyze this wolf cross that I'm talking about right here on the weekly, which is the 8 simple moving average crossing above the 55 simple, just remember, we want to see these macro moving averages sloping to the upside as well. And this 55 is still sloping to the downside. And the 200s, this green moving average and this green moving average are essentially neutral right now. So this is very important because it tells me that the actual continuation into price discovery is going to take some time. And it's important that I bring this up right now because there's been some hype boys out there that are selling people on this idea that Bitcoin is going to go into price discovery within the next couple months, and they're just simply misleading people. My charts and my decoding say otherwise. So if you watch my Sell in May and Go Away Decoded that I just released yesterday to see all the reasons why I have my bias regarding short-term bullish energy followed by potentially devastating bearish energy into October, which I see as an incredible buying opportunity, by the way. So here at Waters Above, we're always focused on the opportunities, but we need to consider the truth. And during times like this is exactly when you see influencers pop out of the woodwork trying to sell people on bullish drama, just like a couple months ago. They're all foaming at the mouth about bearish drama. It's all bread and circus for the sheep. So remember, don't be a bull, don't be a bear, be a wolf, follow the moon. These upcoming eclipses are no joke for the crypto market. I've warned you all in the past, and I will warn you again. This is not a time to get greedy or a time to FOMO with money that you can't afford to lose. This is the time to build skills and learn the tricks of the trade. That's why I'm here sharing my gnosis with all of you. So I've had people sadly share with me, really big influencers out there talking about Bitcoin going into 100,000, soon, and all of this price discovery stuff. I mean, it's a distraction, guys. Also, it's a distraction to be talking about Bitcoin going to zero. You know, the same thing with XRP and all of this stuff. Right now is when you start to see a lot of drama hit the market because we see it's flipped bullish very, very quickly. So I've been preparing you all for this emotionally as well, to just be prepared for when we flip bullish, to keep your eye on the prize. Don't get greedy, stay conservative, have your plan in place so that when the prices come to you, you can trade that plan. So with that being said, consider this wolf cross as early as this upcoming weekly close. It could take a couple more weeks. It would be a short-term bullish signal, not long-term, until I see this 55 simple moving average slope to the upside. Remember what I just taught you. Let's look at ETH, and ETH is looking incredible. We've gotten over the 55 simple on the weekly, back tested it yesterday. We're bouncing above it. A weekly close, anything above 1800 would look incredibly bullish, but I would like to see a weekly close over 1940, which is this cluster right here going back to August. Like I shared with you about XRP, to not have a party until we get above 54 cents. It's the same thing with ETH. No parties on Ethereum till we start getting above 2000. So for right now, it's been nice to break above this resistance that we were at, about 1700. It's nice that even though after this Fed meeting, we're seeing, some bullish recovery. And in the short term, ETH has potential to get into 2000 as early as the end of this month, moving into early April. I would love to see ETH get into this 2400, maybe 2700 area in the automatic rally, but we'll be tracking that as this goes. So let's just finish this video off with XRP. Don't want to make this super, super long because I have a lot to get into. And with that decode that I shared yesterday, it's going to give you a ton of gems to look forward to for the future. But you can see right here on the weekly, we just went right into the 200 simple, 200 exponential moving average, rejected perfectly there, which tells me that if we can get a weekly close for XRP above these two moving averages, that would be incredibly bullish. Right now, I would like to see this upcoming weekly close get above this 55, which it's sitting about where we're trading today. So look for this weekly close on XRP above 45 cents. That would be amazing. And for continuation to above, the 50, 60 cent level, I would like to see weekly closures above these 200s, because if you go back here, even though we traded up to 52 cents, you can see we were getting rejected on the 200 exponential moving average. Now these moving averages are they're kissing each other and they're neutral, they're flatlined. So this is the moment, and this is a huge signal. So I'm going to save all the, extra time for everyone and just say we need to look at this weekly chart for XRP. This is a signal. And I am seeing a huge W pattern right here, this being your neckline at 53 cents. This W could be massive. If I was to look at it just on this linear scale right here and pull a measured move from the current high to the neckline, we're looking at about an 84 cent XRP, which... Let me look at this quickly on okay, well, there you go. 84 cents would be directly in the middle of the 0.5 fib and the bottom of the golden pocket. That would be a very healthy move. And we could see that XRP actually likes this level a lot. If I was to turn off all these drawings and turn off all these moving averages and just hold my cursor here at 84 cents, 85 cents, you see what's going on. All right. We even had this little back test here before a breakdown, and we had these multiple rejections here around that level before breaking down further down to 28 cents. So 84 cents to me would be a very, very important level to see retested for XRP. And I would not be shocked if we had a wick above that, maybe into $1.10, $1.15, and then that would be the end of your automatic rally. But we'll follow up more on that in the future. For now, it's great to see XRP getting a little bit of action as we anticipated. Again, I shared it over here 4 days before it happened on Twitter, and we watched that come to fruition real time. It's a beautiful thing to see. Again, I appreciate all of your support. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you're becoming a Patreon supporter today, I appreciate your support. Grateful for every single one of you. Wishing you an amazing rest of your day. Much love.